The crystalline towers of Zephyria Prime gleamed under twin suns, their ethereal beauty masking the loneliness that permeated the palace corridors. Princess Naz stood at the observation deck, her iridescent blue skin shimmering as she watched the latest diplomatic vessel depart. Another rejection, another failed attempt at forming an alliance through marriage. At 19 cycles old, Naz possessed abilities that made other species uncomfortable. Her telepathic gifts allowed her to sense emotions across vast distances, while her empathic nature meant she absorbed the feelings of those around her. To most alien dignitaries, she was either a threat to be contained or a curiosity to be studied, never simply someone to be understood. The arrival of the human research vessel Endeavour had initially seemed like another routine diplomatic visit. Humans were a relatively new species to the galactic community, known more for their stubborn resilience than their technological advancement. Most established civilizations viewed them as primitive upstarts who had somehow stumbled into faster-than-light travel. Dr. William Chen had been different from the start. Unlike other visitors who kept their distance or spoke to her through intermediaries, he had approached her directly during the welcome ceremony. His dark eyes held genuine curiosity, rather than fear or calculation. "Your Highness," he had said with a slight bow, "I've read about Zephyrian culture. Your people's connection to emotional energy is fascinating from a scientific perspective." Naz had been so surprised by his directness that she almost forgot to maintain her royal composure. "Most species find our abilities intrusive, Dr. Chen." "Different doesn't mean threatening," William had replied simply. "On Earth we have a saying, 'Take me as I am.' It means accepting someone completely, without trying to change them." Over the following weeks, William had become a regular presence in the palace. Unlike other humans who seemed overwhelmed by the exotic architecture and alien customs, he moved through the crystalline halls with quiet confidence. He asked thoughtful questions about Zephyrian history, showed genuine interest in their art, and never once suggested that Naz's abilities were something she should suppress or apologize for. The breakthrough came during a late evening conversation in the palace gardens. Bioluminescent flowers cast a soft glow as they walked among the geometric patterns of living crystal. "Why do you stay here alone so often?" William asked, his voice gentle but direct. Naz paused beside a fountain of liquid light. "My empathic abilities make me overwhelming for most people. I feel their discomfort, their fear. It's easier to maintain distance." That sounds incredibly lonely. The simple acknowledgement of her pain, spoken without pity or judgment, broke something loose inside her chest. "I've been thinking," she said quietly, "about offering myself to your species as a diplomatic asset. A pet, if you will. Someone who could help bridge understanding between humans and other species." William stopped walking entirely. "Naz, no, you're not a pet or an asset. You're a person. But I could be useful. You already are useful. You're brilliant, compassionate, and stronger than anyone I've met. The problem isn't you, it's everyone else's inability to see past their own limitations." His words carried a weight that resonated through her empathic senses. William wasn't just being kind, he genuinely believed what he was saying. For the first time in years, Naz felt truly seen. "On Earth," William continued, "we have a concept called unconditional acceptance. It means valuing someone for who they are, not despite who they are. Your telepathic and empathic abilities aren't flaws to be hidden. They're gifts that make you uniquely capable of understanding others." Over the following days, something shifted in their dynamic. William began including Naz in his research discussions, valuing her insights about interspecies communication. Her ability to sense emotional undercurrents proved invaluable in his diplomatic work, and for the first time, Naz felt like a partner rather than a burden. The real test came when the Vraxian delegation arrived, a species known for their aggressive, territorial instincts and suspicion of telepaths. Previous negotiations had always failed within hours. "Let me help," Naz offered as William prepared for the meeting. "Are you sure? The Vraxians have a particular dislike for empathic species." "That's exactly why you need me," she replied with newfound confidence. During the negotiations, Naz used her abilities not to manipulate or intrude, but to genuinely understand the Vraxians' underlying fears. She sensed their deep-seated anxiety about being controlled or influenced, and helped William frame the discussion in terms of mutual respect and clear boundaries. The breakthrough came when she addressed the lead Vraxian directly. "I can sense your discomfort with my presence, Ambassador. Would it help if I explained exactly what I perceive and how I use that information?" Her transparency, rather than triggering hostility, sparked genuine curiosity. By the end of the session, not only had they reached a preliminary agreement, but the Vraxian ambassador had specifically requested that Naz be included in future discussions. As the human delegation prepared to leave Zephyria Prime, William found Naz on the observation deck, where they had first talked extensively. "You've changed everything," she said softly. "Not just for me, but for how my people might be perceived throughout the galaxy." "You did that yourself," William replied. "I just reminded you of what you already were. Would you consider staying? As a permanent cultural attaché?" William smiled, that same genuine expression that had first caught her attention. "I was hoping you'd ask. After all, someone needs to help introduce the galaxy to the revolutionary human concept of taking people as they are." As the twin suns set over the crystalline city, Princess Naz realized she was no longer lonely. She had found someone who saw her abilities not as something to be feared or exploited, but as an integral part of who she was, someone worth accepting completely. In the end, she hadn't needed to offer herself as anyone's pet. She had simply needed to find someone who understood that the greatest strength wasn't in changing oneself to fit others' expectations, but in finding those rare individuals who could appreciate authenticity when they encountered it. The galaxy was about to learn a very human lesson about the power of unconditional acceptance.